I think we're ready to get started. If everyone can please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Do we have any non-agenda related comments this evening?
I guess y'all see that Mina is not here tonight. Her husband, Don, is in a hospice house in Fort Charlotte. She said for me to share that with everybody tonight. So things are progressing for him. He is on his journey. Be in thought and prayer for her, for strength. Keith Kettner called me, and he is out of the hospital and at home recuperating. He will be active again as soon as he can be.
Any other non-related comments this evening?
Where are the rest of the directors?
Well, Mina, as Priya just pointed out, the other, they would be Rick Amos, because we only have one other board of directors. We only have 5 directors on the board. Rick Amos, due to things beyond his control, was forced to step down as the board of director.
Who?
Rick Amos.
Oh, Rick?
Rick. Yeah. So he had some medical problems in his family and was not able to live up to the responsibilities of being a board of directors, so he had stepped down. So
He is still in the watch.
Rich Smelke is not not on the board of directors. He is our operations manager and sent an email to say that he would not be here tonight. He did not give a reason.
What about Russ? Ron.
Ron Messing?
Yeah. He has been off the board for many months now.
Is he still in the watch?
Yes, he is still in the watch as an active controller, I believe, but he is not on the board or even an advisor to the board currently.
I don't know if they ever notified us that he wasn't. Did they? I mean, he gets the promotion to consistent, and we never heard another word from one of the steps.
Well, when we restructured and we took on an operations coordinator and Rich moved, his position was appointed, it wasn't voted upon. So once we restructured, his position essentially dissolved. So, and I know he is active in other events as well. He was extended an invitation to be on our board of directors, but declined.
He is still working with the school board, so he's pretty busy with that. And I believe he's taken on another, union or something or another with the school board. So he did say that he's pretty busy and he can't be on the board right now. His wife is still doing the embroidering for us.
Which brings us to, currently we have 4 board members. It's never a good idea to have an even amount. We're looking for 5 or 7. So if anyone is interested in stepping forward to be on the board, please see one of the board members or send us an email after the meeting, if anybody is interested. Are there any other non-agenda related comments? Are there any visitors or new members here tonight? Okay. We'll call the meeting to order at 6:34. First order of business is to approve the minutes from March, and I was just informed that those minutes were not recorded.
No.
So we will table that and see if we can get a brief summary written up for approval next month. So we'll table that. The next on the agenda is a Florida Police Department. Would you like to step forward and tell us what's going on?
My name's Sergeant King. I work District 2. I was here the last meeting we had. The only thing currently that's been added since the last meeting is the arson fires that we're having out east near Yorkshire. Currently, we've put a DDAC action plan together, and they're working that as of right now. The time frame that we're actually being hit is late afternoon to early evening. So right now, we've got unmarked cars out there, ATVs, people on foot, plus the fire department has people out there, as well as the helicopter from Charlotte and Sarasota County helicopter is down right now for maintenance.
Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. Yes, sir.
All right. Moving along to administrative reports. We have a financial report, please.
Currently, we have deposited $1,836.17 with SunTrust. PayPal is $170.74 with a total of $2,006.91.
Thank you.
That file.
Okay, next for administrative reports. It's been discussed at some of the board meetings that funding is becoming an issue. We're having problems, coming up with the funds to pay for the magnetic signs, the shirts for new members, the equipment that needs to be replaced, and things like that. So we discussed the possibility of implementing membership dues. So within this next month, we will send out an email with a proposed plan for the membership dues and the fee schedule and things like that. And if you can review that, and we will vote on that at the next meeting. Does anybody have any questions about that?
How much?
$10 per year. That's what we have in mind right now. But that'll all be detailed in the proposal that we set forth to you. Are there any other questions? Yes.
I just have something personal on how fortunate we are to have the police department in Northport. My husband wanted to drive me one place in my car. I've got the old one, he's got the newer one.
Of course.
And I always kept my things in the glove box, everything. I had a stable thing, I had my there wasn't a thing in it. And I was very upset. Of course, first I blamed my husband. I said, what were you doing in my glove department? And he said, no, it's your glove department. I never go in your old car. So that was true. So I said, well, I'm going to call the police. And he said, how long has it been since you've been in the glove department? Now, this must have been early February. My birthday's in October. I said, when I put that little sticky thing on the back of my license, that's the last time. He said, you know they're not going to, there's nothing that they support. I said, I think we have a very good police department. And he said, I agree with you, so go ahead and call them. Well, I called them and they came out, and the first gentleman said, well, we'll take it, but really, it has been much too long. I said, yeah, my husband told me that. Well, 2 weeks later, we got a lock at the door, and there was the policeman, Officer Reed. And he was there, and he was very kind. First of all, he said you had them very neat, all put in little envelopes and outside important legal papers. I'm wondering, I like to see how much it costs to get a leave and oil job and how long, and so I had that between another one, and I had 3 of those. They were all there, and I said, oh! I was so relieved because I thought somebody had taken me, but I was even more relieved when he said, I said, where in the world did you find me? Apparently, he was on another search, and he found them up in the, where was it?
Social there in that housing place.
There's an apartment complex near us. Up there was something there in the ceiling, and somebody had taken them out of my car and stuck them up in there. So I was going, but the nicest thing was the officer had a real sense of being friendly with a fellow officer that was upset. He said, you blamed your husband, and he blamed you, because I told him I felt guilty about it. So he told Will, he said, I think you better apologize to her first. And then when he did, he said, Mrs. Scarborough, I think you better apologize to Will. So I did. Well, we just told all of our friends at church and our neighbors felt so relieved. And I did too. So I don't think you can beat the police department here, and I feel very grateful to you.
But seriously,
Thank you. That's great. All right, let's move along. Next on the agenda are our goals. The next Adopt a Road set cleanup is going to be scheduled for May 11th at 8 a.m. We're going to pretty much do exactly as we've done previous times. We'll meet in the morning, 8 o'clock on Simpson Avenue. We'll split up into 2 groups. One group will take the south side, one group will take the north side. And last time, I believe we went fairly quickly because that road is starting to actually stay clean now, so that's great. Just a show of hands, how many people are interested in the next cleanup? Thank you. We appreciate all your efforts in that. Moving along. Many months ago, when we accepted these goals, we also had the goal of adopting a park at the same time we adopted a street. The application was kicked around through the city, and the application was rewritten many times. But we were finally accepted, and they were okay with the terminology of our application. So we are now approved for our park cleanup. Our first event is going to be scheduled for April 20th. We're going to meet in the early afternoon, and it'll just be a basic drastic. We're gonna assess the park, see what needs to be addressed. We're gonna meet the neighbors of that area and talk with them as well, to see what their visions for the park are as well. And, Virginia has actually looked into some grant information on that, and she'll tell us more about it now.
Okay, I spoke a little bit about this grant at the last meeting. This grant is from Sarasota County Neighborhood Grant Program, and they have over $9,000 that's available through tax money that they're willing to give back to a neighborhood that wants to do some improvement. And so we are applying for this grant to go towards Hope Park. And I did go over there and take pictures of Hope Park, and also there were some children over there, so I spoke to them. And they were talking about how it'd be nice to have electricity over there so they can charge up their phones and probably play music. And I was thinking, well, that doesn't sound too good, because I'm sure the neighbors will complain. But they talked about having a bathroom there, a water fountain, and so, you know, I think maybe we could do like a water fountain. What we're gonna need is volunteers that are gonna help work this. I'll do all the paperwork part for it, but we have a volunteer labor worksheet that we have to fill out. And if you want to contribute to this, you're worth $15 an hour. And that part of that will go towards the money that the county will fund. So, we just were approved, through the city, that we can go ahead and work on this grant, because we also have to get permission from the city. So they did give us approval for this. So we need a committee for this to figure out what we want to do to the park, find out cost of things, and who would be willing to volunteer. So I do have a sign-up sheet here, so anybody that's interested in it, we'll pass it around for you to sign it. And here we go.
Where is this park located?
It is off of Biscayne. The address, I think, is 8161 Lombard Avenue. And I did go and look at the other park. There's another park that's just maybe 2 streets off of this one, and it has a basketball court, it has a volleyball court, and it has some pretty decent playground equipment. So this one, I was thinking, definitely needs a water fountain in it, and my vision that I would like to see done, but I don't know that it's realistic with $9,000, is to make it like a little water park, like down in Venice, they have that little water park, splash park, that just spurts out a little bit of water, to have something like that there. But this is stuff that the committee needs to talk about and see where we want to go and get prices and all that stuff, and how much we're willing to work to fix this park up. It definitely needs some flowers, too.
Any other questions? Yes, Russ?
Nancy Layton's also a member of the Y. She was involved in this afternoon, the other park, which is her park. That's 2 blocks down.
Right, yeah, I've seen that, that's a really nice setup there.
And it's set up, and I think Hope Park, if I'm not mistaken, that's District 1B. District 1B. Okay, so that would also be a place that we could hold our block at that park.
Perfect, yeah, that'd be great. Any other questions about the park? Okay. Make sure that gets passed around.
Oh, did you come up with the time for that April 20th?
Not yet. We do want to have it in the early afternoon, but I haven't figured out a specific time yet. I just signed the paperwork today, so once we get that time set, I will send out an email to everybody to make them aware, and of course to the members that aren't here currently. Any other questions? I forgot to put on here our goals for fundraising. For fundraising, we did participate, as you do know, on the 36-hour giving challenge. The event went well. I forget the total amount that they raised for all nonprofits, but, excuse me. We did print out flyers, 5,000 flyers in black and white, and we circulated them to the schools in Northport. So we did have some costs involved with this fundraiser. For the 5,000 copies, we spent $193.31. We also printed out 50 color flyers for $29.50, so our total fundraising cost was $222.81. For funds received, we received $475 from donations and $150 from the matching funds. So I know the matching funds went last year, what, seven minutes or something like that? So that means that those matching funds were as soon as that event started at 7 a.m. So our total income for that event was $625, and our total profit was $402.19. Does anybody have any questions about the 36 hours and the fundraising we made? Yes.
That money that was specific to the ID video program?
That money is specific to the child ID, yes.
Again, that's to upgrade present equipment.
Correct.
Another question, for the first point you made on the, before that, during fundraising, I know what it was, the garage sale that's coming up, that's considered fundraising as well.
Correct.
And I believe Rick Amos is still running that.
Correct. Well, he's still helping out with that, participating in it. And, yeah, with the fundraising, that was unfortunately left off of this agenda. That is to be discussed as an upcoming event.
Just wanted to make sure we kind of.
No, we are definitely going forward with that. Actually, I'll touch on that right now. As many of you know, for fundraising, we are trying to sell goods here and there on eBay and however we can through a website or whatnot. One of the ideas that Rick Amos, one of the previous board members, came up with was a yard sale, because they had at the yard sale, actually, at the last day we had the newcomers day, there was a yard sale out on 41, which gave us the idea. So we are set up to have a yard sale at the Patriot Storage on 41 on June 4th, starting at, I believe it's 8 a.m. May 4th. I'm the wrong one. Yes, May 4th. So if anyone has any items in their garage, cluttering their garage or whatnot that they don't want, feel free to contact the watch either by phone or by email, and we can make arrangements to pick that up and put that in our storage unit for sale to benefit the child ID goal during that yard sale event. I know Rick talked with some of the members already, and we do have some members that have stepped forward that said that they would help out running the event, pricing items and things like that. But if anybody else is interested in participating in that event, it would be a great help. And like I said, if anybody has any items they would be willing to donate to the watch that we could sell during that yard sale, we'd appreciate you contacting us on that as well. Yes?
Do we know if, we got an extra space that we could put this in, that it won't fit in the space that we do have?
I'm not sure if Rick has talked with Patriot Storage yet or not. I have not. I did have that on my list of things to do, but I've not done it yet.
I know they have some empty spaces, and they've helped out other organizations in the past, so I don't see it being an issue.
Yeah, they're a big help.
Yeah, they're a great benefit to the nonprofits.
And we'll be setting up pickups for, people that don't have a way to transport their items to the storage, periodically between now and then, after we do get this other, space, this other storage space. So, we're not slammed on the tail end with what we really do have. So, we'll set up pickup times to come around to your houses and pick up items.
that was it, all that didn't make it onto the agenda.
Who wants to participate in the yard sale event? Bill?
I got some things in my garage, I can definitely get rid of.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it comes up there, anybody has an idea, if they have something, we'll definitely get that picked up from you with no problem. I did miss one point on fundraising. We would like to recognize some of the people that helped us out with the 36-hour event. I know some of these people are not currently here, but we did have volunteers that manned the table at the Boys and Girls Club, where we gave out many of the flyers to the children and the parents. And we had a lot of the donations came from members themselves. So we'd like to recognize those people now. Okay, we'd like to recognize Mary Mullix for volunteering during the 36-hour at the Boys and Girls Club. We'll give that to we'll set that for you. Virginia Lewis for working the 36 hours. Mr. Mullix.
Thank you.
Russell Zantel. You want to come down?
No, not.
Read it.
Nancy Brisbane and her granddaughter, came out and helped with the setup.
And these will be presented to individuals that made a donation during that event. Mina Sundin, which we'll make sure she gets. Virginia Lewis. Oh, sorry, Russell. I've got another one for you. Yep, okay, all right. Rich Schmelken made a donation during that event. Elizabeth Peterson. Richard Mullix. Ron Leslie. Eugene Gelke. And Jody Austin. For those that weren't here tonight to accept it, we'll make sure that we do mail those out to them. And we do appreciate all of your help during that event.
Sarah, yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Sarah, yeah, that's Nancy's, granddaughter.
She was working for a merit badge.
Yeah. Nancy Brisbane's granddaughter was there working for a merit badge. She was, talking with different people at the Boys and Girls Club and handing out flyers, so that was a great help.
Yeah. Committee reports. Do we have any?
We do not have any child ID events set up. When we set up the Boys and Girls Club back in March, they were redoing all of their floors in the buildings, and so we were not able to do any of the ID video. We were geared, we were set up ready to go, but we couldn't do it because they didn't have any rooms available. We passed out a lot of the permission slips, and the kids were asked to take them home, bring them back to school. So we're waiting to hear from the Boys and Girls Club when we can schedule that. They've got something like 250 kids that are there on a daily, weekly basis. So that'll be a good showing when we can schedule several events there. It's a good contact from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Note on child ID, did anybody here in the group see the Walgreens when they had that event over there where they had the Masonic Lodge did a child ID over there?
I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
They ask the same questions we do, but they
have any social events coming up other than, of course, every Friday night at the Buffalo Wings and Rings. That's always fun. What? And we need to talk about later in the year whether we're gonna have a picnic or not. But that's later.
Going in May,
What?
May,
May?
You wanna have a picnic in May?
broadcast.
Oh, the event that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get to that actually next, for the crime prevention and recruiting. Like I said, Rich unfortunately wasn't able to make it here tonight, so I don't have a report from him. But yeah, if you would like to stand up, John, tell us about your event you have scheduled.
Yeah, we scheduled an event for May 18th, and at the Inwood Park. We have a problem with the grounds there because we can't reserve a shelter, so I was trying to get the police department to help us with that. Shelter is wide open, first come, first served. We got a sponsor, Marco Pizza is gonna have the sponsor, he's gonna donate 10 pizzas, and he'll put flyers on, when we close to the date, he'll put flyers on the pizzas he home delivers. We investigated and found the best way to publish the event is to get flyers in the newspaper. And they said they will do flyers, distribute them in 25% of our block is in 34288. That's my block, and it's someone's on our block. So they can do that for about $45-50. Get the brochures, print it for a couple $100. About $250 or something, and Marco will help us with that, so we're going pretty well along.
Does anybody have any?
Money from the board to help us pay for the fire. That's because I think we approved it.
Not yet.
That's where we're standing. We're looking pretty good on that. We're gonna clean it up now and, get it all set up. May 18th is the date.
Okay. And the time?
Pardon me?
The time?
2 o'clock.
What time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
12 to 2.
12 to 2?
That's how we set it up. And that may change. This is all kind of floating around a little bit.
Okay. Thank you.
And that event is for recruiting?
Yes. Yeah, this thing is directed especially for recruiting. We need a lot of people, anybody who wants to help us, we got a lot of problems with that part, because we need people with direct traffic and everything. It's a recruiting event, it's not a fun event for the watch, it's strictly recruiting. That's what it's, fun.
Great, thank
We
you.
need
Yes.
the watch should have about 400 members, then we can do a good job. We're not anywhere near that. And hopefully, we can get 100 people to join. We'll have a jar there to try and reimburse ourselves for expenses, donations. It's looking pretty good.
Very good. Before I go to the gym.
Informative. Lieutenant Arsenal has said that he will, make sure that we have officers present, and they will do a lecture as they did for our first meeting, whether it's suspicious activity or, so it's gonna be a lot to teach the people in that area as far as what's going on. It's just like we're told here, with the public will be receiving the same information, so, it'll be a good pile.
Great.
Marco puts, flyers on the pizza delivered, they'll cover a big area. People are in the north side of town and one in the south side, so we'll probably get some people from the north side. 25% of the total watch membership is in that district. That will be voted to that. Now, we investigated the district, there's 1,000 homes that are delivered to them. We tried the post office, they're out of sight, but that thing is huge. About $1,000 to get a post office, so we could get everybody to the post office. I'm sure we want to get people that, hopefully they'll talk.
Right. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this, block captain event? No? Okay. Do any of the block captains have anything to report?
Not to report specifically, but I just distributed the police department survey. We're gonna be doing this monthly.
bump them in the block after meeting if we can't get the controllers to report what we do. We just won't turn them in vote.
Okay. And,
Russell, this past month, we've had an event happen that, Russell kinda took and ran with it. You wanna talk about that? Where the fellow went missing?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, we got a phone call from Lieutenant Smith.
Yes.
And, there was a person missing, and that was District, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
And, there was I guess dementia was the problem. So it was a man in his eighties, and we got a phone call, watched it, and we were able to put some people out, and we actually participated in the search for this person. It was very well done.
And he was found.
We had a specific area that we were responsible for, and it was excellent. I mean, everyone appreciated being a part of something like that. And, you know, hopefully, we'll be called on in the future to participate in the like that. Yeah, it's fine.
That was the email that I put out to all the members of the watch to come out. I'm sure that you might have reviewed it, you know, a day or so later. I'm not sure when you might have gotten the email, but, yeah, there was, some of us out there patrolling, looking for it, and the place was very well canvassed. So, it was nice to know that he was found, safe and sound.
And it's gonna bring something else up in the future, we're gonna develop a communication tree, because we can't rely on email and someone being there when email sent, so we're gonna, in the future, we're gonna look for volunteers within the watch who are willing to be on call, so that if something like this is to happen again, we can, you know, call these people, and then we develop a command center, be part of a command center, and we'll go from there. So if anybody's interested, keep that in mind.
Yes, I got an Amber Alert today on my phone, a text message about a kid, and I think it was up toward Sarasota.
Tampa.
It was up in Tampa.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, can't we do something like that? Or the city would send out a text to certain people?
That's actually from the state, they have that capability, not the actual local department. If we need to send something like that out, we have to notify the state.
We have to notify them, and then they would send out a text. Because I don't even remember signing up for it.
It's on every smartphone. Every smartphone that has the capability of receiving it will actually receive the message, and it'll go through on any Amber or,
Silver.
yeah, Silver. So,
The city has that code red program that they alert the.
right, and that goes through the regular phone line, not through the cell phone text capability.
Well, it has, well, I'm not texting, but I get a call on my cell phone because my home phone
Right.
is code red.
Right, yeah, we get that on the cell phone, on the house phone, when something happens here. The mayor or somebody would, someone's missing, we don't look in and see anything, but, yeah, to get a text on my phone, it's just part of it.
That's it also in the event that there's a chemical spill or big path on 75 or fire, they will notify the residents.
Right.
okay, moving along, upcoming events, as Rita said, April 5th is this Friday, will be our Buffalo Wings and Rings, at, what is it, 6 o'clock? 6 p.m., and that's on, Toledo and Price, not near Warren. April 20th will be our first cleanup at the park. Like I said, we're just gonna go out there and, talk to the neighbors pretty much. We'll have our tent set up. We'll discuss, you know, our vision of how we want, the direction we want to take that park. And, we'll do a basic cleanup, of cleaning up any trash and debris that's out at that park. May 1st is gonna be our next general membership meeting. We will have a guest speaker during that meeting. They're gonna put on about a half an hour presentation on, crime prevention. So if you know anybody that's interested to come out and hear a great presentation, feel free to bring them along.
Where's the piece of paper for sign up? Did it go around
Did it get to the back, so the, adopt a park?
to get people,
I don't.
that needs to go around if y'all don't mind.
I think it did, already.
Did it go all the way around? Good, good, good.
out their survey for the PD. Did everybody get a survey for the PD?
Everybody got
Yes.
survey?
Very good.
Thank you.
All righty, I got three here. Okay. Rachel, you got a blank for John, a blank survey?
No, John didn't fill one out. There's one right here.
John?
Here's a blank. Here's a blank for you.
I thought you turned those in that bunch, huh? I did. Oh, that's what, just one? Oh, just one? Yeah. We have one of those guys too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm good.
John, the other one here from you.
Did anybody else want to sign up for this,
Adopt the park.
Adopt a Park volunteer labor worksheet so we can submit for grants? The more people sign up saying that they'll commit for the grant, the more the hours are worth. What is it?
You have until May 15th to sign up.
To submit the grant.
So we will also be emailing the members that were not able to make tonight's meeting, to get them to sign up as well. Is there any old business that we need to address here tonight? No? Is there any new business? Yes, sir.
Hey, Bill.
About a month ago, there was a block captain's meeting at the American Legion.
Yes.
And, gentleman donated $80 cash.
Yep.
Yes.
Was a letter of thank you sent out to him?
I believe there was not, because his name was not recorded.
Why not?
His name was not recorded. We did not know where the donation came from. Do you know the
I
gentleman?
got the address. And I gave it to Russ, and he presented the address. You have to go online on that address to get the person's name.
All right, we'll do
That's,
that.
you know what, I already tried looking into that, and
That's
you
a
really can't
considerable
tell.
amount of money that.
You really can't tell though by going online, because I don't know if he's a renter or a buyer
I
as
can
a
handle it.
resident.
You can,
I know the address, so if you could prepare that letter, I will deliver it.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do that. You can do it, yeah, because you just get the funds, You're a donor, yeah?
you're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it that way. We did not purposely not send we just did not know what the gentleman's name was.
I don't know either.
Yeah. But
No, I
it
know what he looks like.
was a great donation, and we were very, very
If
happy
you
to have
came
it.
back out to the American Legion, I said,
Yeah.
oh, you're the one, now tell me your name.
Yes, Russell.
I don't know if we want to be specific with the amount, but I can be positive
Right.
that he was so.
He
Well,
was.
maybe you should be specific with the amount, so that he can use it as a tax deduction on
Yes.
his return.
We really don't know how much he put in that contribution to the program.
I would suggest you,
Be
include the
specific.
amount.
Yes, we will make sure that he gets a receipt for his donation, for the exact dollar amount. Is there any other old business that we need to address here tonight? Is there any new business that we did not discuss here tonight that needs to be addressed here at this meeting? Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn? Russell? Terry seconds. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Dick, how many hours you gonna pledge on here? We need number of hours. How many hours? 100?
100, right?
Oh, we don't need to go.
No, it's up there.
Hey, Jack, huh?
I will.
Right here? Give that to Jack.
We just informed you don't have to put hours pledged.
Just put your name. Did you look up that? Yeah, did you look up that song yet? I am Titanium. You ought to. I'm not kidding. you just like. You don't have to.
All right, well,
Thanks, Jeff. Well, did you come?
Huh?
I said, thanks, Jeff. How's Mary?
Good. She'll be, here Friday.